Hello and welcome to the 5th week of ICL. First of all, welcome everyone. Great to see all of you again. Today I will be joined by Nikki. We are first off gonna see Ace play off against Arachna. And secondly, we will have Legacy facing Fuzion. So, for these matchups, because this is the final week, so right now we are deciding which 6 teams will be going to the playoffs. And right now for Division A, because on Saturdays all we do is play Division A, we currently have Legacy in the lead in this division, so the matchups between Fuzion and Legacy will actually determine the winner of Division A. As for this matchup, Ace sadly doesn't really have any chances anymore to make it into the playoffs, so but for Ragnar, this might still mean they can get enough rounds to make it into the top 3. So this is still pretty much a deciding round. However, for the second matchup, that will actually determine the winner of Division A. Anyway, we are starting off with the mechanic ban. Also, the map will be moonlit, and we will have Arachna hunting first.
Alright. That's actually interesting. I thought they were gonna take the Priestess. Oh yeah, there we go. Priestess and Merc is pretty good on Moonlit since you have like the really fast going through the map and stuff like that.
Yeah, so definitely. They can cover a lot of distance.
As for forward, great for stunning the Hunter away, for clutching up games, so we'll see a pretty strong kiting and rescuing come from Ace, but not a lot on focusing on decoding, so that will be interesting.
No, we did see that there is not really anyone who has the potential Cypher Rush. Also, because the map is moonlit, it does mean that we are not going to see a Dream Witch, and we are indeed going to see a Sculptor, which makes sense with the mechanic ban, as Sculptor is very vulnerable to Cypher Rush. The Sculptor essentially is the sort of hunter that does need to gather her presence in order to really pull out her full potential. Early game she's really counterable, so if you can manage to kite her long enough before she reaches full presence, in order to pop your first ciphers, she's pretty much done for, and that's why she is still considered somewhat of a tie hunter. Still, of course, definitely solid A+ tier, definitely tournament file, still has a lot of win potential, especially with that chisel she has. It just gives her a little bit more map pressure, which is also why she is a decent pick on Moonlit, even though it's somewhat of a more open map. So yeah, that's why we are seeing a Sculptor in the first match and not a Dream Witch here.
Yeah, Dream Witch, especially on Moonlit, can be a hard thing to like manage around. And especially since Dream Witch is getting that big nerf, which will put her around, like which will make her drop from S tier. I think
actually heard. I'm not too sure, but I think they said that they are not actually putting that one through, that one adjustment. But don't quote me on that one. But I think they cancelled it.
I think they cancelled it and then brought it back. That's kind of interesting. All right, we see Sculptor spawning next to first stop, going up to golf spot, up to the mercenary, which isn't a good find for the Sculptor, especially.
No, this is definitely not the early game you want as a Sculptor. Having that mercenary, especially in an area like God Kiting, she's likely gonna try and get a hit. Ooh, but he does mess up his first elbow pass, so that's a bit unfortunate. Now he's stuck in an area where he cannot really go anywhere, forced to use a second elbow pad. That's a really rough start for the mercenary here, as you do wanna kind of preserve your items as a mercenary, especially on a map like Moonlit, as this is such a huge map. However, the next person there is the forward. So this is a good rotation from Ace, actually. Oh, there we have the
Sculptor
teleport, but on the Priestess. Nice usage of that portal there from the Priestess, using it to stun the Hunter as well. Giving it a bit of a head start.
Oh, great usage of her statues, taking one chip on the Priestess, which is trying to kite around.
It did seem like she was trying to portal there, but didn't manage to get through, giving away a free hit. Kind of unfortunate, and now it's only one chip hit away. Did do a great job kiting away from the ciphers, but sadly still goes down fairly quickly. Despite having a decent rotation, getting that Seer out of the way, a bit of an unfortunate start for Ace.
Are they gonna? The problem is now, are they gonna rescue and let the sculptor get their full presence, or are they let the priestess die or rescue?
Yeah, it does seem like they are actually gonna let the priestess die, especially early, in the earlier rounds. You do not want to take too many risks. Having that 4-man elimination in your first round, it's and I think I said this every week so far. It's something you see a lot. So, especially against a hunter like Sculptor, that definitely is tieable. You do want to get some survivors out of the game, and that's definitely what they are going for here. They are continuing to press those ciphers, not giving up some extra hits, basically acknowledging that a full presence Sculptor is not gonna work in their favor.
Right, so we're gonna see the priestess unfortunately getting down on the chair. And the forward is going to be Sculptor's next target. Although we see that the Seer is trying to go like for the Priestess Cipher right now. Maybe she'll teleport since she has her teleport up. Yeah,
indeed.
That's
She is going to teleport onto the Seer here. So it now is up to the... Nice use of that ult right there.
Great owl. The Seer is going to try to kite as long as possible now for them to pop as many ciphers as possible.
Yeah,
manageable
definitely.
would be when they pop one cipher.
Does get that hit there too. I mean, the Seer is still able to do something. It is gonna be rough now that he is injured, and would only be 2 statues hit away. Also, almost at full presence too. Ooh, almost gets the bounce on there though.
Technically, I think that's 1 chip away from full presence, so the Seer gets a chip, she'll get her full presence, which means she will get her target statues, which is really
Seer is
hard.
doing a great job dodging there. Nice jump as well, but he is gonna get down here. We have the forward over there to potentially support, even though he only has a quarter of full left. No, he's just staying in the area for a bit.
Just trying to get some of the Sculptor's attention. Didn't go through that well.
Ooh,
We'll see.
the
Mercenary
Merc getting
get
caught off.
chiseled. That was actually interesting.
Ooh, it
And
takes
getting
2 statue
double
hits there.
Wow.
Oh, and a third one.
will
So this makes sure that the Mercenary is actually unable to do the rescue here. Forward on the other side of the map, so that does mean they have to sell the Seer as well.
Yeah, they're probably either gonna go for a 1-man. Most likely, since they have 1 cipher popped. Yeah, 1 cipher left. And they're doing the last cipher, which is at 50%. So, what's gonna happen is the Sculptor's probably gonna try maybe to go for the Mercenary if she sees that he is on the cipher.
We do have the forward trying to pressure for a bit. Does have to take 2 hits for that too. The question is if it will be worth it. Mercenary trying to push the bridge cipher, and this is the risk with the bridge cipher. There is not a lot of areas you can go to. It's a really dangerous cipher as you basically are forced to use an item in order to get away from it. So you do not want to have that as your last.
On the same cipher.
Yeah, they really tried to get that cipher down, but And the sculptor also acknowledges that that one cipher over there, it is a really rough cipher to transition away from. So essentially, you either use an item or you give up a free hit. And that's why you don't really see that cipher being used a lot. Especially not as the last cipher. Sometimes you will have characters such as Mercenary or Forward or such, or a Wildling or Priestess, who will get the cipher down, but as you can see in this case, it is a huge risk.
We see the Forward trying to somehow get away from that cipher because he was spot on there. So the sculptor knows that the Forward was already here. He did not manage to get that cipher done. It was only 20%. They didn't have multiple ciphers to go with. So what's gonna happen is either the Forward is gonna try to hide and maybe get the dungeon while the Merc is getting down on chair, or he might get found by the sculptor. It's pretty unsure. He's also one chip away and right next to the dungeon.
Yeah, so the sculptor is trying to find the Forward. I am not sure actually if the sculptor knows where dungeon is. Did spawn in right when she was there. Oh, the Forward actually managing to get the rescue off. And once again, on the very same cipher, we see the teleport coming in. Nice job from the Forward getting that rescue off though. Still will be very risky. This still could potentially be a one-man escape, but it's gonna be very close and they will have to work very hard in order to do so. Especially, ooh, gets it down suddenly before he could dash away. And now it's up to the Mercenary.
Well, the Forward is gonna unfortunately get slugged now, getting down on the ground. Not getting chaired, so the sculptor has a lot more time. I think what the Forward was trying to do is save the Mercenary, and then most likely get the Mercenary down again, so when Mercenary gets on the chair again, he'll be dead. And it's gonna get up, and he'll get dungeon way faster. But Sculptor managed to find the Forward first, which means it's his first chair, so even if he gets on chair, there's still a lot of time left for Sculptor to find the Mercenary.
Yeah, we do see the Mercenary is trying to open some chests here. Managed to find a perfume, not too bad, but since he is only one chip hit away, it's not really a great find for him. He definitely wants a syringe here, which he did manage to find, so in case he can actually heal up and get the perfume. Oh no, he takes the statue hit.
Ooh.
Oh no.
The teleport is
great chip hit on the sculptor though.
That was a really good job. We see Mercenary getting down now and right next to the on first stop. He's gonna try to self-heal and maybe use that syringe to heal him fully up.
If he can manage to do so, especially since the perfume also is in game, that would mean he could potentially get dungeon, but it's up to the Forward if he can kite long enough.
There, the Forward is down. Forward can self-heal now. The problem is she can just easily let the Forward.
Yeah, the Forward is not able to self-pick anymore, and she knows exactly where the Mercenary is.
The Mercenary trying to transition away from first stop, going around. Sculptor chiseling. She does not see the Mercenary with a chisel, which was really luck. But they're running into each other, and I think Sculptor realized that and is going to get on the chase on the Mercenary. Gets the hit.
Does get the hit. And the Mercenary sadly wasn't able to perfume it as well. That's very unlucky.
Very unfortunate, makes the perfume very hardly to use now.
Yeah, there was not a lot the Mercenary could do there, especially considering he did not manage to perfume it and the Forward is only halfway to bleeding out. So beautiful game from Arachna. Great start of the 5th week for this team. Still great job from Ace. Like we said, Especially that one cipher over there, and the fact then that the mercenary got stuffed, and they had to sell the priestess as well. Just, it was a rough early game for Ace, and they very quickly came into a situation where they could not really do a lot. So, yeah, really well played from Arachna on that one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So we are gonna see how the Ace Hunter is gonna fight back in this first round. Of course, if they get a 4-man, this round will still be tight and still anything can happen. But we'll see what's gonna happen. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, welcome back. So we are ready for the second match of today. Our apologies for the delay. We had to wait on one of the players. However, we are gonna head right into it. So for the people who are just checking in, so far we only had one match with Ace as the survivors and Arachna as the hunter. And Arachna managed to get in a 4-man elimination, so that's a great start for Arachna. So in order for Ace to tie this first round, they need to get a 4-man elimination as well. So that's basically what needs to happen here.
Yeah, that's getting quite of a pressure for the Ace Hunter, especially in first round. So that's gonna be interesting.
Oh yes, definitely.
I feel like we're gonna see his Bonbon first round teleport since it's Moonlit. They usually play those characters with teleport.
Yeah,
instead of like.
And like we said, Dream Witch is still playable on Moonlit. However, it's not as much of a popular pick on this map. We did see the first round a Sculptor, so it could very well indeed be a guard 26 here, especially since Mr. T-Rex has played Bomb before in these matches and actually was very successful doing so too. So
talking about
Sorry.
Dream Witch, especially on this map. We were talking about the nerf, but we kind of stopped talking about it, so we can just continue on that while they pick their characters. So basically, about the nerf, it got cancelled, then it got, I think, brought back again. And like the nerf itself, it's like, okay, it's a nerf for Dream Witch, the character that's literally the only properly playable character. But the fact that people are gonna get an alert if the main body reaches around 20 meters, which is kind of not the best idea in my opinion. I don't really dig that.
No, I'm personally also not really a big fan of that nerf, as the reason for doing so, they said, is because it's hard to keep track of that main leech on where the main body is going. But I think that's kind of Dream Witch's strength, because she is able, because of that, to get in an early hit, because she is able to sandwich the survivor basically. And that's really strong, because her early game is not that great. She only has 2 leeches to work with, as she didn't have much time to leech any other survivors, so getting that early hit in and then going in with the patroller is really important for her. But since they, you're gonna nerf that, her early game will definitely weaken. But we're gonna have to see how it exactly plays out. Also, for this match, we are seeing a Bonbon indeed. Also, once again, the mechanic, like we said in the match before, these hunters are very counterable by Cypher Rush, as they do lack a bit of that map pressure, especially Bonbon doesn't have a lot of it, so getting that mechanic out of the way is really important.
What we see is also the typical mechanic ban when you play Bonbon or Sculptor. You don't want that Cypher Rush. But on the side of Arachna, they really did not let the Bonbon live and literally took 2 characters for Cypher Rush, who is literally the Explorer and the Prisoner. But Explorer gets countered by the Bonbon's teleport if he chooses to go with teleport, since whenever you pick up the page, the hunter gets alerted, and it's always next to the Cypher. So that's
probably true
gonna
indeed. I'm sure this hunter is gonna bring teleport, especially since there's also a priestess, so in case he does not bring teleport, he's gonna get countered by the global portal too. And considering he isn't the fastest hunter, considering that he doesn't have map pressure, he definitely needs to bring teleport in this case, otherwise he's not gonna have a good time in this match. It's gonna be very interesting though to see a prisoner. We haven't seen a prisoner so far yet, except for maybe 2 matches but that's about it. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they are gonna make it work on himself. Prisoner is not a great decoder. We do have the Explorer coming in. Prisoner is considered more of a supporting decoder, so let's see how that's gonna work out.
Alright, we see the same spawn as from last match, which is first stop going the same route, and I think he's finding the Explorer first, who did not actually go into small, like who did not turn small.
Arachna having a lot less luck on their spawns as opposed to Ace, so this is a really rough start for Arachna. Getting that Explorer as a first target.
Already getting a great chip on the Explorer.
Wow, that was amazing. Now we just see the Mercenary being in 6%. Wow, that was 30 second stops. Probably not even, it's probably around like 15 to 20 seconds. Amazing job from this Bonbon. Now and the Mercenary getting chased off his side to gets the time bomb. Wow, what an amazing start for Ace.
Yeah, the Ace Hunter definitely being on the better page, since he did not only get a really early chair on the Explorer, he also got wanted order on the Mercenary. So I believe the survivors are not going to rescue, they're just going to continue to do the ciphers, try to somehow get to at least 3 ciphers around when the Explorer gets down on this chair.
Also, you just did not make a pun with the page, right? That was a terrible pun. Yeah, he did. Anyway, so still eyes onto the Mercenary. He is gonna use an alphabet there to get out. Also, the teleport coming into play now onto the Prisoner.
What's the second decoder? Damn.
Yeah, that's a rough start. Does manage to avoid the bomb, gets the pellet down, buys him a bit of time. So great job on the Prisoner here. But is now kind of trapped into this. Ooh, gets the terror shock due to his slow cold. Great job from Bonbon. I was about to say he's getting trapped in that area with the pellet. Great job from Mr. T-Rex to force him over that one pellet, getting the terror shock.
Mr. T-Rex definitely trying his best to go for the 4-man, and we see that he is definitely doing a really good job trying to get his 4-man and elimination. That will tie first round.
What a great game, getting both of the decoders out of the game so early on, and now the full presence coming in. So both survivors do have a chip hit. This basically means that both of them aren't really able to pull off any rescues, as they cannot afford to get bombed once, as that definitely will mean they get downed. So that's why the Prisoner is gonna be sold here as well. The Priestess is trying to sort of make a run for it, but especially since these pellets already have been used, there is not a lot of places the Priestess can go to. She is doing a great job dodging the bomb store, but essentially it will still result in a down. Now, it's gonna be a battle for the dungeon.
Trying to find the Mercenary now, once again. The Mercenary going around the first stop. Unfortunately, unlike the Sculptor, the Bonbon cannot use any chisel to find the survivors faster, so he has to manually go around the map, hoping for the survivors to get crossed to find him easily.
Yeah, indeed. And the Mercenary is only on 1/4 damage, so it isn't a terrible position he is in, but especially since they need 3 ciphers too. In all cases we have seen so far in ICL, this results in a 4-man elimination. But you know, maybe Arachna can make it work. Mercenary is doing a great job hiding.
Look at that Mercenary hiding spot, wow.
He is doing an amazing job. So it's really good on him. However, Priestess is still slowly bleeding out. This does mean that the mercenary will have to hide for a total 2 minutes. From the top of my head, I am not too certain. So the Bonbon does still have a lot of time to find him.
Yeah, now the problem is that the mercenary is hiding and he's getting a heartbeat from time to time, which means his pulse will not get there, which is pretty good on his side. The Bonbon is still looking around. Honestly, if I would be that hunter, I would not find him either. That hiding spot, I never knew it even existed.
No, indeed, it's a really good job. However, we do see that the hunter's been alerted by those growls, so that's really unfortunate. Priestess only halfway to bleeding out. However, Priestess is of course still able to self-pick. So even if the mercenary goes down, Priestess can still get up. If she can manage long enough, mercenary can still get up as well, and then maybe he will get it. It basically depends on how long the mercenary can contain the hunter here. He does really have to preserve his Elopets here. Ooh, did trick the hunter. Kinda lost him there. Is the mercenary actually gonna be able to do this? We also see that the priestess has crawled all the way to this side of the map, and the mercenary is on his way to pick up the priestess.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely an interesting strategy. The hunter did actually not see priestess, probably thinking she self-healed herself. So we'll see the mercenary continuing to kite. No elbow pads left, which means he has to trust his own kiting skills.
Yeah, so we do see that the mercenary is actually kiting away from the dungeon now that the priestess is back up. So they may try to set themselves up for a play where the priestess can potentially get the dungeon over the mercenary. The mercenary is doing amazing job containing the hunter though. This is one amazing kite. Now takes the time bomb. It's kind of stuck into this area as well, but yeah, and this is what you want to do against a hunter like Bonbon. If you manage to transition out, keep moving to different areas specifically, you are gonna get the most out of your kite, because it is basically impossible to kite a Bonbon with those bombs, especially if it's a good Bonbon who is able to place those chain bombs. He's not gonna miss them. He is gonna get them onto you. So if you tight guide him too much, he is gonna get those on, and you will basically go down like the Explorer did earlier. Did of course try to move from area to area, but didn't really have the items to do so, which basically cost him that early game. But Arachna is really fighting with all they got here.
We see the priestess hiding, the same as the mercenary did. In another really good hiding spot, actually. Not letting the Bonbon find her. The unfortunate part also on Bonbon's side is that a Bonbon does not have any target statues, just like Sculptor, so he can't really go around and finding the priestess.
Ooh, he did find the priestess there.
But he did it himself. He found
Guess
the
that
priestess.
she would be hiding along the bridge there and actually managed to find her.
Doesn't get the terror shock, but gets at least his chip.
Placing down that bomb, trying to basically get her out of the portal as soon as she drops down from there. Didn't quite manage to do so, but it was a great try. Ooh, does miss that bomb there too. Yeah, I was about to say it's only a matter of time until the priestess goes down. Now we have the mercenary who is back up. Of course, Bonbon does know where the mercenary is roughly. So it's, again, we are gonna see a bit of hide and seek here.
The mercenary's hiding behind a tree.
It's almost as if we are watching a full Explorer game.
Yeah.
It's once again trying to scout out the area, knowing that the dungeon is at God Guiding. Priestess is almost out though. The mercenary doesn't have any items to work with though, so it's gonna be really hard for him to get all the way from that first stop towards God Guiding. Especially since he is already half injured.
The mercenary is able to take a hit, but he has no elbow pads to work with, and we have the bomb almost 6 out of 6 bombs.
He is running for it. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Oh no, he takes the bomb hit!
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh, that was so close! Oh, I will be honest, I was rooting for that mercenary there to actually get it. That was really close. Really well played from Cloud. I would definitely say the MVP for Arachna this match. However, Mr. T-Rex came out on top. As you can see, getting both the Explorer and the Prisoner down in a span of 20 seconds, that's really impressive. So well played from both Mr. T-Rex and Cloud. Amazing job. Was really close to getting that one man out of there. But it sadly just wasn't enough. So we are gonna see in the second round if one of those teams can come out on top, as the score is now tied. So please, we will be back in a minute. Alright, welcome back to the second round of Ace versus Arachna. So currently these teams are tied. They both got a 4-man elimination in the first round. We are now gonna see Arms Factory, which is more of a survivor-sided map than Moonlit is. Coming in with the Bonbon ban, which is honestly fair. Mr. T-Rex did extremely well with the Bonbon, getting both the Explorer and the Prisoner down in a matter of 20 seconds. It's really impressive, honestly. So, definitely expecting that Bonbon ban over here. However, Arms Factory is a really good map for Dream Witch. I am not too sure if any of those hunters play Dream Witch. I cannot really remember if they do. But the risk of banning Guard 26 or Sculptor here is that the hunter may potentially go Dream Witch. It's not really something you want in a second round, as of course Dream Witch is the strongest hunter in the game. But yeah, on the other hand, leaving the Bonbon and the Sculptor in the game for these hunters to pick after the rounds they just had, because both hunters did extremely well, it's definitely somewhat of a risk too.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, we see a Seer and Mechanic ban. The hunter right now is picking X-Boy, and I know for a fact that Mr. T-Rex does not play Dream Witch. So it means there's gonna be, unfortunately, no Dream Witch. I mean, I didn't see him play Dream Witch. If he goes Dream Witch, I would be honestly surprised.
I mean, they can always pull out a surprise and be like, hey, you know what, behind the screens, I have been practicing this hunter, and I'm just gonna bring them out right here. Mm-hmm. No one will know a thing, and they will be surprised by what this hunter can pull out. But it doesn't seem to be the case. The hunter is currently on the X-Boy.
Yeah, I mean, if it would have been a Dream Witch, most likely there would be no Mechanic bans, since Mechanic is not scary against the Dream Witch, especially since Dream Witch has the ability to run around the map and just kill around, and especially when you drop down the bot, she will see it as someday, sometime in the match. So.
Yeah, no, indeed. Like, yeah, we are not gonna see the Dream Witch coming in here as well. The only other something you do have to be wary of, because you only get one hunter ban. Normally, what you see in most tournaments is that they will ban the Dream Witch here, and that leaves the Bonbon and the Guard 26. Not the Bonbon, the Guard 26, same hunter. I was about to say the Guard 26 and the Sculptor will be both available, which are both considered A+ tier hunters. So banning one of them does still leave opportunity to use the other. So it's still, yeah, first round hunter bans. It can get rid of at least a Dream Witch or whatever the hunter excels at, which in Mr. T-Rex is definitely that bonbon. But it does still leave a lot of room for the hunter to just pick up their secondary main, and there is enough options hunter-wise to basically make that work. And we are gonna see the X-Boy here, we said. So X-Boy definitely not the best hunter in the game, of course. However, we have seen Ching pull it off in Call of Abyss. We have seen several other X-Boy rounds where they did manage to get a win in, so X-Boy is definitely able to do something. So it's definitely not a hunter that should be underestimated. However, on the other hand, he does get Cypher rushed if they decide to go in for that cell. It will be rough on him.
Alright, so this is a typical no man's span for the spawn for the hunter. Going around to Shack, going next to the Explorer first, but the Explorer managing to this time use his page to go small and getting away from the hunter. Although we see the Explorer running around, which leaves a trail, so we don't know if actually this might get found.
Yeah, however, we do see that the Explorer, I think he did not manage to stay out of the corrupted area, so he does have the purple flame circling him, which does sort of give away his location. And there we have the Explorer being found first once again. And
wow,
getting that hit in right away. That's an early fireball.
That was a really great fireball from the side of Mr. T-Rex. And since this is Arms Factory, which is, I think, the smallest map,
and gets the fireball once again. Wow, another early down for Mr. T-Rex.
Yeah, and we see him also use Blink instead of Teleport this time because of the small map, which is Arms Factory. We see Coordinator kind of running around near the area. But even
got stuck on that tree trying to dodge the fireball and is now forced to use her gun.
Gets her gunshot around.
Does manage to get the rescue off, but at what cost? Now the gun cannot be used in order to get the Explorer, or to give the Explorer some more distance, so it's definitely not ideal for them. Oh no, the Coordinator eating that flame hit! Wow, that was really lucky though on Mr. T-Rex's part. So now this will still result in a double down. Unless, of course, the Explorer can manage to kite here. But there we have the Blink coming in. What an unfortunate start once again for Arachna.
Just got disconnected and I realized that when he hit the fireball, the earlier one, he actually hit the Coordinator, which was crazy. I did not expect that.
Yeah, no, that was indeed what I was talking about. So you're not able to see the game at this moment?
I am, don't worry.
Right. All good. So yeah, we do see the forward actually coming in. Is he gonna get the stun off? He is not able to get the stun off.
He stunned unfortunately the forward stunned the, how do you call those boxes right next to him? Since Mr. T-Rex, our hunter, the Axe-Boy, managed to back off. And we see the chase happening, the last chase for the Explorer.
The forward is doing his best to give the Explorer some distance, but now it's up to the Explorer. And this area basically is running out of pellets and resources, and of course this is still an Explorer, so he's only a decoder, doesn't really have anything to help him with that kite. Does manage to dodge the fireball there, a bit early probably from Mr. T-Rex, but is it gonna be enough? No, sadly gets a hit through that window there.
Great hit by Mr. T-Rex, who leaves him 2 people down. will be able to cheer the forward. Never mind the
forward
forward.
is able to self-pick just in time. Of course, this does mean that the explorer knows that the forward already used his self-pick, which is not ideal for these survivors.
Now we see the explorer getting down once again and completely leaving our match. And now we see our Axe-Boy going towards factory, right to the forward, which is his best target right now, since the forward not only did use a lot of football already, he also is injured.
Yeah, however, on the other hand, this is a forward at the factory area. Factory is one of, if not, I think the strongest loop in this map. However, the corrupt area is kind of placed in an unfortunate spot right next to that window. So this is really rough for the forward to deal with. Cannot really abuse that loop there.
We see definitely the Axe-Boy being on the better side on the chase.
Sadly didn't get the fold off in time, so now we have the forward being down. However, Mercenary is still able to pull off those rescues.
Yeah, not only did he have fireballs, he also has his blink back, which means it's gonna be hard to kite him next time forward gets rescued.
Yeah, definitely. So we do see actually that the hunter is gonna move away. This is because there's only, I was about to say 2 ciphers, but they just popped the second one, so there's only 1 cipher remaining. And this is what we talked about a bit earlier, that he does get cipher rushed regardless of the team comp, even though the explorer went down fairly early on and he got the double hits onto the rescuers. They still managed to get in a lot of decoding progress. Oh, but he hits the mercenary out of the elbow pad there. Is this gonna result in another double down?
Uses its second skill to get to the chair and gets the fireball on the mercenary.
Great
Continuing
job.
his chase on the forward now.
Ooh, but the mercenary getting the pellet stun, and this buys the forward some time to at least get back into factory. Not sure why he went for the blink
I think I know why the forward... Oh no, what happened was basically he was looking at the cipher and he didn't realize that he still had blink.
Oh
so
no!
Instead of teleporting to the cipher, he blinked towards it.
Oh no, that's so unlucky. So, the hunter going in with picking up the mercenary, as there is only 1 cipher remaining, doesn't want to leave the mercenary on the ground in case that cipher pops. Basically trying to confirm that 1 kill over there. Forward, of course, not being able to rescue, and since this is basement, Coordinator's also not able to do a lot. There is no more Tide Turner in this game. There's no more Flare Gun or whatsoever. But there we have the Cypher Pop.
Wow.
Will the Coordinator... The Coordinator is likely on her way to rescue this mercenary, but it's gonna be up to the forward, who sadly goes down here. If he had been able to survive a bit longer, they may have been able to get to the gate. However, teleport, of course, still on cooldown because of that accidental blink.
That blink was really unfortunate from the hunter's side. He's using now everything he can to get to the gate as fast as possible.
Court just got on, that means he has like around 7 more seconds to get to that gate, but it seems like he is gonna go for the mercenary, who is of course injured too. He only needs to get 1 more down, but the mercenary having 2 more elbow pads is able to get to that gate. Is he gonna be able to dash out? Yes, he is! Yes, he is!
Oh,
wow, what
God.
a clutch from Arachna there. That was really close. Well played, like we said at the start. X-Boy, a great hunter. Especially Mr. T-Rex played extremely well, but we do see that the Explorer did manage to guide for 90 seconds at the start, which bought this team comp enough time, even though it was a triple rescue team comp, to pop those ciphers and still get that tie. Really well played from both sides. And it's gonna be up to the Ace survivors to drag in this win for Ace now that Mr. T-Rex kinda laid out the start for them with this tie. So we're gonna see if they can make that work.
Mm-hmm.
And
really great gameplay from both sides.
yes, definitely. Anyways, we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. So this definitely was a shorter intermission. It just, yeah, it sometimes takes us a bit longer to set things up compared to other matchups, so our apologies for being very inconsistent with that. We are basically just trying to get the intermissions as short as possible, but we cannot always manage because sometimes other things kind of get caught in between, having to wait for certain players, for example, or whatnot. But we do generally try to get them over with as quickly as possible. So we're just gonna head right into the second part of the second match. Or the second round, I mean. So if Ace can get 3 men out of the gate, that would mean that they would win the first round. However, on the other hand, if Arachna manages to get a 3-man elimination, that also means they would win the first round. So this, anything can happen here. And it's gonna be very interesting. Because, and that's what I like about having tight rounds. And with tied, I don't necessarily mean as in round points, but just like we saw in the other match with a 2-man escape and then 2-man elimination. It basically can go either way, especially in a second round where you have 1 hunter ban and 2 survivor bans. Anything can happen. And it makes it really interesting, and it's definitely gonna put a lot of pressure on both sides, because this is basically a deciding round now, as everyone has the opportunity to win this one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we see the interesting Dream Witch ban, which is kind of known for this map, because this map is really known for Dream Witches. Dream Witch is basically the best map. So we see from the Aces side, the Dream Witch ban, they did not ban Sculptor, since a Sculptor is very, very good, but they're basically just don't want to go against a Dream Witch. It's really hard and really hard to manage around. And we see the Hunter also banning Mercenary and Mechanic, which is pretty known bans for like if they go Sculptor again, which means no Cypher Rush and basically easier stuffing, since the Mercenary can take up to 4 hits, I believe. No, 3 hits. Yeah, 3 hits.
Also, I do want to quickly go into the chat, because I have seen some questions with someone asking why no one is playing Seer. That is because these hunters are pretty much known for their Bonbon and Sculptor, which does make it a bit rough for Seer players to make it work. Of course, not impossible, but that's why Seer is somewhat of a risky pick as compared to a Rescuer, for example, who just usually has more survivability against these hunters. Also, I saw someone ask if Sculptor is better than Dream Witch before her nerf, and the answer is no, actually, because Dream Witch is the hunter who has the most map pressure in the game, and is because of that able to win the most matches. Sculptor is definitely a strong hunter too, but Sculptor is still considered A+ tier, where Dream Witch is actually considered S tier, because Sculptor does lack that bit of map pressure that Dream Witch has.
Oh yeah, and somebody is saying that Dream Witch is still good, but not more counterable than Sculptor, which is also right. After the time, Dream Witch has like always the same game, which is find the first survivor, probably like the decoder, then just get them. And basically, Dream Witch matches are always the same. The people manage around, and it gets way easier and easier to counter her. Except for Sculptor. People are really different on Sculptor. So, we see the Sculptor is gonna get the Deep Ruin spawn, which is a pretty known spawn, and is gonna move their way up to... Is it gonna be Shack? No, it's gonna be Triple Pallets, I believe. Yes, Triple Pallets, finding the Gravekeeper, which is not their best target. Yeah, sees the Gravekeeper and leaves the Gravekeeper, because it's pretty hard to counter Gravekeeper as Sculptor, especially without target statues.
Yes, indeed. So we do have the Gravekeeper being found first, not taking any risks, going into his shuffle, and then onto the next target, which will be the Seer, who is at Factory. So this is a pretty decent start for Ace, and it's now up to the Seer to basically make this work.
Great chip from the Sculptor. We also see the Sculptor knowing that there is so many people. I mean, 3 survivors that are really easy. I mean, 2 survivors, 1 survivor really hard to find. And basically making the Sculptor go teleport again instead of blink on this small map. Trying to find a survivor, although he did not need to use his teleport yet. We see the Seer managing to kite around the factory. Getting the first, yeah, there you go. Getting the first hit on the Seer, who is now 1 chip away, trying to get away from the factory.
So does this mean that the Gravekeeper will be pushed off the Cypher? But all in all, Seer is doing a great job. Sedley goes down here onto the Gravekeeper Cypher, which is not ideal. However, they did manage to pop one Cypher already. This Cypher is fairly far, and then of course there is the Seer's old Cypher, which the Gravekeeper is working on right now. So all in all, they are not in a terrible position.
Both are.
Oh no, the forward missing his stun. And getting the terror shock on top of that! Oh no, this just changed the game around.
That was so interesting. So basically the sculpture did not get the, sculpture actually got really lucky because they did not hit the chair instead of just hit next to it, and the forward making the forward think that they actually hit the chair and then getting the terror shock. Wow.
Yeah, really well played from Sculptor there. Also, yeah, fairly unlucky from... Ooh, they did manage to get the rescue off. Sadly, it was a farm, so that's really unfortunate. But yeah, also kind of lucky on the Sculptor there that the forward missed his stun there. Didn't quite get through that gap inside the 3 pallet area. Also, the fact that the Gravekeeper had to use both his shovels means that, of course, he is out of items, has 1 chip hit, and then there's the forward who is now injured. They are healing up as they should, of course, but that does mean the Seer is now out of the game, which really puts them at a disadvantage, even though the Seer did really well early game. And we also, of course, have the Sculptor being at full presence too. Explorer managing to hide there though, but the Sculptor not really interested in the Explorer here at all, as she knows that the Gravekeeper is only 1 chip hit away and they do not have any items, so this Gravekeeper is not going to be able to survive long. Unless he is just gonna be a god and dodge every statue. I mean, it can happen, of course, but it will be really impressive. Sadly, indeed, goes down here.
Talking about that. It was really hard.
It was a great try from Gravekeeper though.
It was A for effort, but unfortunately did not happen since he was not only 1 chip away, he also went into really hard area against Sculptor back in deep ruins. Alright. We see the Explorer is actually giving away Tinnitus. I'm not sure if he'll save yet. I believe they are going for the after half save or not a save at all.
It seems like the Explorer actually has a page there, so he's just gonna dig up the page, which is really lucky in their situation, as the Explorer will cost Tinnitus and get that 1 page, which puts him at 65% of progress he can just put into a Cypher. They might still be able to clutch a tie if they play it really well before trying to get that stun on rescue, but it's just too short and misses a stun again. Oh no!
The thing with the Cypher, we had the Cypher from early game, which was the triple pallet Cypher.
Yeah.
He did not manage to. If he would have managed that stun, they would have get the save, and then the Cypher would have been primed, and it would have been probably an easier tie. Now what we're gonna see is probably either a 4-man or a 3-man elimination from the Sculptor. Although it's an Explorer, it's gonna be really hard to find. I believe what they are gonna do is either go for dungeon, since it's hard to not get found by Sculptors, especially who has teleport up.
Yeah, indeed. She can just basically shizzle on 1 gate and then teleport into the other, pressuring both gates, so there's not a lot the Explorer can do there. It does seem like he is trying to look for that dungeon, or actually no, he is going for the gate. Probably to prevent from getting those crowds. Dungeon is right there. It's gonna be really rough for him to manage to get to that dungeon. However, we have seen it happen before with an Explorer. Because they are just that good at hiding. However,
Not
still,
only-
the Explorer has to play it really safe, considering the Sculptor has detention as well.
Not only is the Explorer in general good at hiding, the Explorer itself can also walk around the map instead of running, which means it'll give him no trail. So it's basically he can sneak up to dungeon, and if he gets that to work, if the Sculptor is gonna leave, she's basically right in front
Oh
of him.
no!
Manages to find him.
The Explorer is being found here.
But the tension is gone, and the Explorer is going for the dungeon right there.
No, he did not make it! Great statues
Oh my
from the
God.
Sculptor though! Those were some
Oh,
really
no.
well placed statues, but oh damn, once again, so close to the dungeon, but that does mean this round will go to Arachna as they got a 4-man elimination once again with that Sculptor. Really well played. Very close, of course, for Ace. Really unfortunate that the forward couldn't get those stuns off, that they just were a bit too short on the decoding to pop the cipher on the forwards down 2. This overall somewhat unlucky. Once again, good start from the Seer, but that one terror shock did really put Ace at a disadvantage, and Arachna definitely made the best out of it and just turned the game entirely into their favor, getting the 4-man in the end.
Yeah, not letting Ace, just as in that last round we had, not letting Ace go through the dungeon and getting that 4-man that happened in the first round too, with the mercenaries. Basically the same thing.
Yeah, no, indeed. Really well played. We are gonna go into the third round. Since the first round was a tie, Ace can still turn this around. Also point-wise, if they would get... I'm not too sure. I think if they can get a 4-man and then a 3-man, they can still win this point-wise. So anything can still happen, but Arachna is definitely at an advantage here. So we are gonna see what happens in a few minutes. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back to the third and final round between Ace and Arachna. So yeah, this is gonna be the deciding round for those two teams. Like we said, this is the last week of the regular season. Next week we are gonna go into the playoffs, so this really is gonna make the difference whether you win or lose, especially in Division B, which will be played tomorrow. There is still a lot that can happen. So definitely go check that out too. We do, instead of 2 games, have only 1 game tomorrow, as it will be Mother's Day tomorrow. I hope none of y'all forget about that one, but it will be Mother's Day tomorrow, and for that reason, some of the players who were supposed to play tomorrow cannot make it, and therefore we will only have 1 matchup. The second matchup will be posted later next week, so you're definitely gonna be able to see it. It will just not be played live on stream tomorrow. Anyway, we are gonna see Red Church. Finally, we're gonna see the Sculptor Band 2 completely justified after those 2 amazing matches from Arachna's Hunter.
Yeah, following by the Mechanic, Seer, and Mercenary Band. Pretty typical bands for basically no Cypher Rush, no rescuing, and no kiting. There will be no owl for usage, no elbow pads, nothing. We'll see how the survivors are gonna get their picks down on that.
Ooh, are we gonna see another endgame? I'm sure a lot of those who have been watching Call of Abyss know this too, and has actually been upcoming a lot, especially after she got buffed. We have also seen her being picked several times in ICL too. Basically, Anne has always been considered around B tier, C tier, but now ever since she got her buff, she's definitely tournament viable. She is considered a TIE hunter with some win potential. That's why you also see her sometimes being picked over Blood Queen. This is because she does have more camping abilities as compared to Blood Queen, and that makes that a lot of people tend to go N nowadays over someone like Blood Queen, someone like Axe Boy, or another hunter. So I am very excited to see more of Anne, especially knowing that she is definitely upcoming in this current meta. And I definitely also hope to see a lot more of Anne now that hunters such as Dreamwitch, such as Sculptor and Bonbon are gonna get nerfed. It will be definitely interesting to see if she is gonna get a spot in that meta as well, or if she is gonna be kind of what she is now, more of a second round hunter who has somewhat of a steady game. We have seen amazing plays in Call of Abyss, and I cannot wait to see Arachna make this work too. On the survivor side, I mean, we are seeing double rescue with Forward and Wildling hunters who are able to harass and just basically up that survivability of the team. The Explorer for the Cypher Rush, and then we have the Priestess for that support.
Well, basically what's happening right now in the meta is that people know about the upcoming nerfs and buffs, which is kind of messing everything up, so the meta is not currently, like, set yet. So basically we don't know if Anne is making her way there, or if she's gonna get dropped again and being a TIE hunter. Basically what happened is that she was like the hunter that got most ties of all, especially even more than Bloody Queen. Although we know that Bloody Queen got completely demolished after her nerf and is almost not getting used at all now. So that's gonna change a lot in the game if Anne gets her meta and Dreamwitch gets down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, I'm all down for a switch in the meta and I think that goes for a lot of people. We've seen so many Dreamwitch matches that it's kind of refreshing to just see some other hunters, and I think Anne is a great example of that. Just a new hunter coming up and then seeing the amazing things you can actually do with her. It's really interesting, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah, we all know that all those that basically IDV knew that Koa is getting played only Dream, which they had to nerf her and basically use Anne. Alright. Anne is spawning inside church, which is basically in the middle of the map. Moving towards around graveyard or maybe yes. Going back to back gate, seeing that unfortunate
Ooh, it does seem like we are gonna have a pause right off the bat. We are not sure what is going on. We just quickly see what is happening.
Alright.
So please, bear with us for a minute. Might be that someone lagged out. I don't really think it's we're gonna restart it as soon as they are getting in. We are just gonna continue this match as it got paused right off the bat. So we're probably just waiting for someone who reconnected to get back in the game. Anyway, this does kinda give us some more time to talk about what we are talking about with Anne as well, and like what you were saying with how the meta, especially after these nerfs, it's gonna be very interesting to see who will go up and who will go down, because we did talk about Dreamwitch already for a bit, but the same goes for Sculptor, as her graveyard ability will get nerfed too, so the cooldown will be a lot longer. And what we saw with Blood Queen too, her ability cooldown also got a lot longer, which completely killed Blood Queen. Now, I don't think necessarily that the cooldown will kill the Sculptor, but it will definitely lower her map presence overall. And that can already make a lot of difference, because right now she is able to chisel every 14 seconds onto someone's cipher or onto the exit gate. And I am not too sure to what they are gonna extend it to. I think it's over 20 seconds, so that definitely will mean that even if she chisels onto someone's cipher, once it's over, they will have 20 seconds to continue decoding. Which can make a lot of difference, because especially with that accelerated decoding, those few seconds can make a lot of difference in progress.
Well, basically what I like to go back to talking about Dreamwitch, or like the hunter who are getting like down on meta, up on meta, is like when we saw in co-op, it was a lot of Dreamwitch matches were around ties and loses.
Oh, it seems like we are gonna continue the game. Luckily, Ace managed to get back, so we are gonna see the Explorer being found first, unless of course they can hide, which they are, because the Wildling is cancelling that tinnitus. Sadly, wasn't long enough for the Ant to get out of range, so she's still gonna look around this area, but the Wildling cancelling that tinnitus did definitely give the Explorer a bit more to hide, and now we have the Wildling being found. So this is a really good early game for Ace. The Explorer managing to hide, the Wildling getting found second. So we do have that global portal, which is getting destroyed right off the bat, and now we have the forward, who is being the first actual target. Not really ideal for Anne.
That is a really harsh early game for her, and finding especially a pretty good counter to her, since whenever, and especially when she's not present, whenever she manages to try
gets
to
the hit over the window there. Nice job.
Whenever she tries to cat the person, the forward can just dash away, basically.
Yeah,
Just like
exactly
that.
what we are seeing here. However, she does have her jump, so she is able to still cover a lot of distance. There we have the blink and still getting that down on the forward. Nice job from Anne. Forward, usually not really a target you want to chase. However, in the current situation she was in, she didn't have a lot of different opportunities, and she made it work. She definitely made that one work.
Definitely showing us otherwise. Although we still have, we still can see that the forward has still a half a football left, even more than around a half.
Ooh, there we go with the Wildling wait. Ooh, Wildling going for the instant rescue. Ooh, but
Yeah,
the
there we
forward
go.
is able to football out despite off that stun.
Yeah, we see the chase gonna continue inside of the church. I'm not sure if that dungeon will. The dungeon.
I am surprised that. Oh no, the portal coming in just too late. No, that's
1
unlucky.
second too late. Yeah.
That would have been an amazing play from Ace if they could place the portal right as the forward was heading in there, but the Anne was just a bit too quickly and Freeze was just a tad too late to make that one work. But it would have been a beautiful play if they managed to make that one work. So we are gonna likely see a cell here. As the Wildling is injured now, the Priestess is moving out. And of course we have the Explorer who is still pretty much going for those pages. Of course they do need 3 men out of the gate. If this results in a tie, there is no possible way for Ace to catch up to Arachna.
So basically what we see is N going around trying to find their next target, which is supposedly gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be the Wildling, since the Wildling has his power and it's really hard to chase that, and it's just really, really annoying.
Yeah, no, definitely. However, they are now in a situation where there's 3 ciphers remaining. We do have the Explorer with his 50% page. We do have the forwards old cipher, I should say, that has some progress onto it. What the Wildling was trying to work on. Priestess picking up a new cipher. It is not looking great for Ace. They could still get a tie out of this, but like I said, it will not be enough for Ace to win this.
Actually finding the Explorer there, which is putting the Anne in even a better position, not only by finding him, also by having no cooldown on the cats, and there you go, the blink, which was used really interesting in a really
It does
interesting
miss the
way.
cats there though. So the blink is kinda going to waste for that reason, sadly, as the Explorer still makes it into the graveyard area.
And we see the Explorer kiting towards the locker. Dungeon spawn,
Ooh, once again manages to dodge them. But sadly has to take them here as Anne basically sandwiched the Explorer between the cats and herself.
yeah, that was really not basically impossible to manage around. The Explorer is also gonna get chaired at Priestess Cipher, which puts them in a worse position to...
Yeah, definitely, as this is the last cipher. Not really something you want, Global getting destroyed too, so that one is out of the game. It seems like the Wildling is gonna try and go for this rescue. However, he doesn't have Tide Turner, so this is a huge risk. He will have to take those cats, cannot take an early hit here too.
Especially since that last cipher is already 90%. It was very unfortunate for the Explorer.
And now
to get
they are
chaired there.
actually coming in together.
Actually trying to push down that last cipher.
This is a huge risk, especially considering this is an Anne, but they are trying their best to just pressure onto this cipher, but will it be enough? It doesn't seem to be the case, and the Wildling sadly wasn't pressuring that one, so the Priestess is gonna go down with no opportunity for them to do a rescue. Wildling going down too!
Wow.
Oh no!
Oh no, that was so unfortunate for the survivor side.
Oh no!
Ouch.
If only the Wildling would have probably, and the Explorer too, if they managed to pressure this cipher with the entire team, they may have been able to get it down. And this is the risk if you are pressuring those ciphers while being injured. No one is able to take the hit, so you do have to go in all or nothing in this case. So right now they are forced to heal up, otherwise they cannot really do anything. They could still try and pressure this together. But they still make it work! Wow, what a play by the Wildling! However, this does mean everyone in the same area. Priest is gonna go down, is dead on chair. Explorer, of course, dead on chair too. He is moving away. And then we have the Wildling being on the gate. Not able to open it in time. This is still looking like a one-person escape. Also, I was wrong on the Priestess being out of the game. They did in fact manage to get her before half, so the Explorer might actually go and try. And there we go with the rescue on Priestess. The gate has progressed, so they can actually still get a 3-man escape if they play it well. If they are patient, wait out the detention. They could potentially, especially since there is a Wildling, so if they can hide the Priestess and Explorer here, they can actually make this work, but it will be very close, it will be very risky.
We see the Explorer taking away the Hunter's attention by hiding and giving them tinnitus, while getting the other 2 survivors away to open the gate. Actually getting the gate opened, being able to...
They are able to open the gate.
Being able to get a chance to escape as 2 survivors. We'll see the Explorer probably gonna try to move to dungeon.
The Anne is so far not able to find anyone. The Explorer is making his way towards dungeon. He is gonna make it. Because the Hunter doesn't have teleport, the gate is open, and Anne has no clue where they are, so the Explorer is right there at the dungeon. This is a 3-man escape!
Wow.
Oh no! What an
Really
unfortunate endgame for Anne. What great play by Ace. It was so close, especially on that last cipher. It almost looked like they were all gonna go down on that one cipher, but then the Wildling managing to get the escape or the rescue off of Priestess, and then managing to pop that cipher too. Amazing job from the Wildling, and then the 3-man escape. Great job from Ace. I definitely did not see this outcome coming after that last cipher, but they made it work, and that's really impressive. So great job from Ace.
Really, really interesting what happened right there. The 3-man actually giving Ace still a chance to somehow manage to do something this round.
Yeah, if Ace manages to get, I think it's gonna be a 4-man elimination, because right now the score is 10-13. So if they get a 4-man elimination, it will mean it's 15 to 10. 15 to 14, I mean. Will be 15 to 14, which means Ace will win point-wise. And this round could still potentially go to Ace. It's now up to Mr. T-Rex to make that work. Wow, amazing job once again from the Ace survivors. We are gonna go to the next intermission, so please hang in there for a few minutes. This is gonna be such a great
commercial break.
Alright, and we are back for the final round between Ace and Arachna. So basically what needs to happen here, if Mr. T-Rex four-mans this round, the Ace will win. If Arachna gets one survivor out of the game, it means that point-wise, the rounds will be tied. Wait, I think I made a mistake on that one. Because the first round ended in a tie. If Ace gets a three-man elimination, that means that point-wise the rounds will be tied too, and we are actually gonna go into a fourth round. So if Mr. T-Rex gets three survivors out, it means the points will be tied and we are gonna see a fourth round between Ace and Arachna. If Mr. T-Rex manages to get a four-man elimination, Ace wins, and if Arachna manages to get two survivors out of the gate, that means we will have Arachna winning this one. So yeah, basically this is gonna be the deciding round. To see what's gonna happen. In case this will go to a fourth round, it will mean that the rounds will be timed. And I will explain more about that if that's gonna happen. For now, we're just gonna focus on this one. But that's some really exciting stuff. I'll be honest. This is gonna be a close one. So we do have the Bonbon and Sculptor getting banned. Interesting enough, not the X-Boy, which Mr. T-Rex played in the round before this. Especially considering Mr. T-Rex did manage to get a tie, almost a win. Just really unfortunate that he blinked on accident and basically losing the opportunity to teleport. Which kind of cost him the game, so that, yeah, that's just really unfortunate. But yeah, definitely somewhat of a risk not to ban the Mr. T-Rex's X-Boy, since he did manage to still get the tie, which would be enough for, no. I'm getting confused here. I am so sorry. I'm really sorry.
You're talking made my brain lag so much.
Yeah, no, I am really sorry. I am messing this thing up. Ace is the one who needs the four-man, not Arachna. So in that case, it's definitely alright to leave X-Boy in. Still somewhat of a risk, knowing that Mr. T-Rex plays X-Boy, knowing that he almost won the first round, but it seems like Arachna is confident that they can tie against this X-Boy once again. We're gonna see if they manage, but yeah, I'm very sorry for screwing this up so bad. It's been a long day for me. So yeah, my apologies for that one. But that's basically what's going on here. Mr. T-Rex needing to get the four-man, or at least the three-man, in order to make it go to the fourth round. Arachna just needs to get the tie, and then they will win this one.
There we see. Actually going for the Sculptor ban instead of the Axe-Boy ban. Because Red Church is, from what I know, one of Sculptor's strongest maps. I actually don't know why. Probably because of the good areas, and especially Middle Broken. Whenever I personally kite Sculptors here, I just technically get depressed and statued every time I try to breathe. So we see the team comp being kind of like better kiting, and one that is going to be for the Cypher Rush. Hard to find also as an explorer, and the Priestess being able to manage around, and especially inside Church. The Wildling, hard to chase. No one wants to chase the Wildling. Same for the Mercs, sometimes getting a chase, but not really.
Yeah, no indeed. The Mercenary is somewhat of a hard chase for the X-Boy. Of course, he could use his flames to get a flame hit, potentially cancelling his elbow cuts too. So he is chaseable. Even if the X-Boy were to miss his flame, he does still get the speed boost, which is enough to pretty much catch up with those elbow paths. But the fact remains, it is a mercenary, and especially we have seen this before with basically the person on chair being sold. If they are gonna sell the mercenary, it is such a long chair that basically it will still result in a tie, because either the X-Boy is forced to leave the chair and chase someone else so they just get a free rescue, or he is forced to camp the chair and then waste a lot of time on that merc.
We see the T-Rex spawning at reception, in front of reception, which is typically going to move to top rope, and really unfortunate spawn for our Explorer. One of the worst spawns in the game, basically at top rope, and not really able to pull up a good kite in this area.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate once again for Arachna. And once again, Mr. T-Rex with the early down. Wow. He definitely got somewhat lucky there with the Explorer spawning at the top breakable area. And he made it work. So now he is on his way to the wildling, keeping that pressure up against Arachna. He is definitely going for this man. We have the mercenary coming in there, but X-Boy kind of just patrolling around the area. So that means that two of the characters will be pushed off of their ciphers. It's gonna be safe after half 2. This is not looking great for Arachna. The Mr. T-Rex is really trying. He is not giving Arachna a tie. Or at least not for free.
For sure, Mr. T-Rex is doing his best, which is really much appreciated, and we see that
ooh, the wildling coming in with the support, and then the mercenary coming in with the rescue, but there we have the fireball.
The fireball!
This also get a hit on the merc there before you could elbow pad out, so once again, nice job from Mr. T-Rex, but amazing play from Arachna too. I'm not sure why the Explorer is standing still there. Probably to set himself up for the wildling to make a push play there. Does, however, mean that the exploit is now at full presence. And especially with those corrupted areas, it's not necessarily something you want here. But he is able to get the push off. Sadly, not enough. We also do not have the floor in the game anymore. Ooh,
not getting the hit, that was really close. Gonna give up on the wildling, going back to the Explorer, getting the chair. The last chair for the Explorer, remaining 4 ciphers. Looking really good for T-Rex, but also can look like at least a one-man for the survivors.
Oh, definitely, especially considering that they do have a wildling in the game. They could potentially get one-man escape, so it's gonna be really hard. Especially now we are onto the Priestess. Of course, Priestess is a strong character, however, she's still the weakest kiter who is currently alive in the game. But so far she is doing a great job. Managing to dodge 2 fireballs so far. However, she will have to deal with that full presence with the corrupt areas, so that's a bit unfortunate on her part. Makes sure that she is basically forced to side kite the center some more. She does have those portals, of course.
Being able to kite around those 2 little windows, or I don't know how I can actually call that, but that is really impressive how she managed to do that.
We just have to eat the fireball there. Yeah, that's once again kind of unfortunate on how the area lined up there. Wow, gets the bounce done though.
Nice done, nice done. Not giving up on that.
Ooh, nice prediction. Nice prediction from this T-Rex. But yeah, that area lining up there is just because once you leave that area, and she had to leave it twice, it means she got 2 flames onto her. And especially with the fact that she got slowed down too, It's really hard for her to transition out and make a play there. And kinda, like you said, has to loop those two windows over there.
Mr. T-Rex is basically literally showing us that Axboy is a great character and he does not want to miss any of those fireballs. Showing us a great gameplay of this character, which is pretty much, since the meta is changing, we are not sure what's gonna happen to this little guy. But
yeah, he's definitely showing off his X-Boy here. Got the tie last round, and now he is gonna go for that win. Wildling does get the push, but sadly was a bit too late. So now we have the Priestess going onto the chair once again. Both rescuers are injured, so no one is able to get this rescue off. Merc could potentially go for suicide rescue, especially since there's only one side remaining. But it is a huge risk. He was able to dodge the fireball there. Nice job.
all Axboy has to do is stay patient to either get the Terror Shock or another fireball.
Oh no! It's
wow.
Just, what a great timing on the X-Boy.
Great gameplay from T-Rex.
So we are
is now forced to chase.
We are either gonna see now a 4th round, or it may very well go into a 4-man elimination. Gets the fireball onto the Wildling. Mercenary is currently down, so there's no way for him to decode 2. Is the Wildling gonna be able to kite long enough?
Another stun on the side of Arachna, which is really getting that stronger kite. And another stun.
Arachna making this X-Boy eat those pellets.
giving the Axboy pellets for dinner tonight.
This Wildling currently basically spamming those pellets. I mean, there is only one side remaining, so all he has to do is just survive until his board is back up. Nice dodge there, but sadly, because of that, couldn't get through the window and was forced to move away, and now the Wildling is down. So we are gonna move on to the Mercenary. This is really intense gameplay. They only need one survivor out to make it at least go to the 4th round. So Arachna has a lot to lose here. They have a lot to lose.
Really thinking that this could clutch up so hard. Everything could have happened, especially on these both teams making sure that they will be at least getting that 3rd round. Both fighting really great.
Oh yes, Mr. T-Rex is not stepping down, but so is Arachna. They are fighting for this dungeon, or maybe potentially even the gate.
Okay, we see.
So we have the Wildling cancelling Tinnitus, so because the Mercenary was close, decides to go check that basement. That does give the survivors some time to move away though. However, if they start decoding, it will give away their location, and as they are both injured, it's gonna be rough. Back onto the Wildling. Wildling just hopped onto his board, so that will take another 2 hits. 1 now because of that flame, but...
Well, the problem is if the Wildling is all for it, he's basically dead. It'll be kind of hard since he used all the pallets away. T-Rex also making sure they're not decoding the cipher, since that cipher is their last cipher. Not letting them get that 1 man. They're still trying their best, so we'll see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, so basically this X-Boy is not really able to, or not giving them any space whatsoever to do the ciphers.
Wow, great one.
Nice work. Thanks to Playmate. This is definitely looking like a 4-man elimination from Ace.
Yes,
It's gonna be
great.
really hard. Of course, there is still some room for them to make this work. There's only one side remaining, but the fact that this X-Boy is getting these quick downs, the fact that they are injured, it just doesn't leave them a lot of room to decode.
We see that he's gonna now try to find the wildling, easily slugging the mercenary on the ground since he knows that the mercenary can self-heal no more, putting himself in a way better position, but also the wildling using his spore to somehow get away from that axe boy's chase. And we see the chase is gonna happen now. The wildling on his board, the axe boy, only having a teleport inside, not being able to get that blink in case he needs it, but also having 2 out of 3 of his little trees. So we're gonna see those great fireballs happening from T-Rex. Definitely both teams getting an interesting fight right there.
They are fighting until the bitter end. Of course, they are currently basically fighting for that 4th round, as they all need a dungeon.
Yes,
But
mercenary being already halfway.
there we have the wildling being pushed off of his board. And now he is very vulnerable target. There we go.
And dead.
With the down, and that basically marks the 4-man elimination for Ace. What a turnaround in that last match.
Wow.
We're basically just currently waiting for the surrender here.
T-Rex really managed to show off that his blink did not go into full Ace from last match.
Oh, definitely. I am not too sure why they aren't trending at the moment. Maybe they aren't able to do so since still on cooldown. But yeah, there's not really any way they can still make this work. So we are just gonna wait it out. But yeah, basically Ace managing to turn this around. First round ended in a tie, second round went to Arachna, and then the 4th round getting 3 men out of the gate, and then Mr. T-Rex coming in with that 4-man elimination. Amazing job from Ace.
Actually, Arachna is not... they're not definitely surrendering it because Wildling is making his way onto the dungeon while the mercenary is getting down. Although T-Rex knows where the Wildling is, if he does not get there in time, the Wildling might be able to get his dungeon. Which is wow. Right, we see him going up to the dungeon, basically knowing what's happening. Dungeon getting open, but yeah, unfortunately, there goes the surrender.
And then we finally have the surrender coming in. So yeah, that's the 4-man elimination from Mr. T-Rex. Doing what he had to do this round. Once again, amazing turnaround as well. So this means that Ace wins this round. Next up, we are gonna see Fuzion facing off against Legacy. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back everyone. So right now we are gonna watch Legacy play against Fuzion. So bit of background information, we are currently playing Division A. Legacy and Fuzion are actually the two teams that are currently on top in Division A. This of course is the last day before we start playoffs, so the top 3 teams will make it into the playoffs. So basically these two teams already secured their spot into this top 3. But it will be really interesting to see which one of these two teams will actually win the Division A bracket.
This is gonna be really interesting, a really close game.
Oh yes,
Honestly,
definitely.
hoping it'll be just like Ace and Arachna, where we didn't know who's gonna win at the end of the day.
Oh yes, that was a really intense matchup. Ace clutching it in the last round. That was really insane. Also, I already see some people in chat asking if Alien is playing Survivor. No, this is actually Miri playing. Alien and Mirima switched names, so that's why. So this is not Alien, this is in fact Miri.
Yeah,
So
name switching is not something uncommon. I did that before too with one of my real close friends, so it's basically just a fun, I guess. I mean, Alien as a survivor, that would be really interesting.
oh
though,
yeah,
so.
that would definitely be really interesting. I'm not too sure if that's something you want to pull out against Fuzion here. On the other hand though, maybe Alien has some hidden survivor talents and is about to show us. That would have been really funny, but yeah, no. This is actually Miri Mufflin and not Alien. We are likely gonna see Alien hunt in a bit, so definitely excited for that. But first, we are getting Tyrone hunting for Fuzion here. Also, a really strong hunter. So I am excited for this one. We're getting Arms Factory as map, and it seems like Tyrone is coming in with that bonbon.
Wow, Bonbon first round got to be actually really, really popular now, as we see. So basically,
yeah, this is the second time we are seeing Bonbon being used in the first round today. Mr. T-Rex did the 2, pulled it off extremely well. It was one beautiful game, getting those early downs left and right. So is Tyrone gonna give us the same? That's what I'm wondering. Legacy, of course, really strong team. They have been in the Call of Abyss qualifiers for a reason, of course. So this is an intense matchup. Definitely not unexpected to see those two teams on top of that Division A bracket.
people are still somehow asking if that's Alien. No, guys, it's still Mirima playing. Basically, we should just like put a whole text saying, "This is not Alien, this is Mirima playing."
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Alright. We see the match starting against Fuzion against Legacy. That is gonna be a really close, interesting game. We see the Bonbon spawning at No Man's. He's gonna move towards, we'll see. He's probably, yes, moving towards Shack. Well, he is unfortunately gonna step up to the forward. Ford actually trying to hide somehow between that little wall. Although the owl just sent him away, the chase is gonna happen between the on the forward from the Bonbon.
So forward, definitely not a target you want to chase early on as a bonbon, since he has the football, so he is able to dodge those bombs, which we see here coming in with the football to get to the next kiting area, getting to the middle area, and is slowly, it seems, making his way over not really making its way over just yet. It might go towards the factory area since there's no one over there. But we do see the teleport coming in. Explorer picking up the page. Maybe? No, it doesn't seem like he did actually. So yeah, that was a nice prediction from the Bomb there.
Wow, dodging all those bombs with that howl right there. Also seeing the fact that Tyrone waited for the Explorer to pick up a page so he can basically teleport there. Really smart plays from both sides. Alright.
Oh yes, definitely. Explorer is doing a great job kiting here. Of course, we do have to confine space. The pallets have been used, so there's not a lot for Explorer to work with. Is forced to take the hit, but it's luckily only a regular hit. Gives the Explorer some space to transition out of that area, go towards factory, which is still, of course, a free game to kite at.
Definitely doing a great job dodging all those bombs from Tyrone.
They are having an amazing early game.
Wow.
Ooh, great chain hit there from the bomb.
Also, what I noticed from Tyrone, he somehow switches up from 2-second bombs to like 5-second bombs sometimes, which probably helps him out to mind game around pallets in case they want to like dodge those bombs and won't go inside pallets for that 2-second bombs.
Yes, definitely. Also, we do see them coming in for the rescue together, acknowledging that Bonbon is an incredibly strong hunter.
Wow.
Gets the clean rescue off because the forward was there to basically distract the Bonbon.
Yeah, basically taking his attention away. And there we see still not getting hit by any of those bombs.
Well,
yeah, we would have been shook if that would have been Alien.
It's forced to go down there. Nice job from Thorough, making sure that the Explorer couldn't actually get into factory here. Going onto the second chair, and there we going for the stun on chair.
Not even trying to get the stuff there.
Really great job from Legacy here. They are not taking any risks, but Explorer sadly going down.
Actually, no tie turner from the forward, which is really interesting.
Gets the hit there too, so forward sadly not able to rest, especially since he had to use most of the football anyway. So that means the Explorer is out of the game. However, 2 ciphers remaining. Seer is about to pop his. This is definitely looking like a tight situation.
Oh, unfortunately teleporting on the mercenary who still has his 2 elbow pads, just used one of those. So, wow. Really unfortunate teleport from the side of the Bonbon.
Yeah, definitely. So it's really unfortunate for him that the teleport somewhat goes to waste. Great play from Legacy though, because the Seer was able to hide for that amount of time. Now we have the forward on that last cipher, so it will come down to the Seer being able to contain his hunter long enough. Maybe the mercenary coming in with the rescue here.
So we see that those great bombs on the Seer, getting the Seer down really quickly since the Seer has no ways to work with his owl. No owl was available for the Seer, so basically getting that down and now going for the cipher that's already around 90% done.
Yeah, so a great play from the Bonbon here to go pressure that cipher, especially since forward is injured too. So it of course is kind of a risk to leave your injured survivor on that last cipher because of what is happening right here.
Great tie bomb, but also great dodging from the forward, basically wasting as much time as possible.
So of course the forward now are getting a boss. Not sure why. So we are just gonna wait it out, but basically, the situation Legacy is in and Fusion is currently in, it can go either way. It is unfortunate that the forward is being shared at this last cipher. That puts some pressure on the team. Mercenary is still full health though, so he can potentially do a rescue here. However, the other cipher doesn't have as much progress onto it just yet. So that means that likely it could be primed if before the forward share runs out. However, Bonbon also has teleport available, so he could go push them off that cipher in case they do not go for that rescue. So we might see the Bonbon camp out the first bit. Once there is more progress into that cipher, he will see that cipher shaking, of course. He may decide to teleport onto it.
Although it'll leave him... Oh, there you go. We're starting again. The problem is that the front gate cipher right next to him is basically primed.
Yes, exactly. So there is definitely room for Legacy to work with. It all comes down to what they're gonna do, and it seems like the Mercenary is gonna cause tinnitus here. Great play, because that does force the Bonbon to stay at this chair.
Not letting the Bonbon get away from it. Letting the other cipher they just started with accelerated decoding, it's already at 80%.
Oh no! Elbow pad not working out!
But the cipher popped!
The cipher did pop, but it was before the rescue, so that's a bit unfortunate for Legacy. Teleport is still up. Bonbon doesn't have detention though. But since teleport is up, it could still potentially be a 3-man elimination for Fusion. It all comes down to how long this forward can survive and to what they are gonna do right here. It does seem instead that Bonbon is gonna go for that gate.
We know that definitely Tyrone is one of a kind, so he'll be able to
yes, definitely
get his three-man, yes.
Going for that seer. Sadly, of course, seer is again. Full health. So the best he can do is what he did, chase away the seer. Now that he does get a bit of damage onto the seer, does mean that no one can really rescue this mercenary.
Yeah, getting the mercenary on chair.
The forward does have his gate open though, and Seer is making his way up, kinda sticking around middle, waiting for the teleport probably. If the hunter decides to teleport, Seer could still go for rescue.
Oh, I think the Bonbon saw the seer from the forest, so he basically just waited till he can properly see him going for the gate so he can teleport.
The seer was just a bit too close, and so he got found there. This is tough. This is really tough. Does get the rescue off.
Yes, getting the rescue off. Although it'll still put the mercenary in a really hard position, since he cannot really elbow pad away because he has none of his items available. Although Tyrone, not knowing that the mercenary went for the front gate, so
Oh, that's really fortunate for Legacy here. So now we're getting the seer on chair, and they will take the tie. Nice job from both sides.
It was so, the mercenary did basically just such a predictable move that it was so unpredictable. Like, it was not really, Tyrone wasn't sure. So he didn't know what to do.
And it definitely worked out in their favor. So the first round ending in a tie is actually really good for Legacy, because, and I'm just gonna say it again, first rounds usually go into Hunter's favor, so this leaves a lot of room for Legacy, and we do know, of course, that Legacy has some really strong Hunters in their lineup too, so it does leave a lot of room for them to win this first round. However, still an amazing job from Tyrone here, doing what he basically could do in this situation. Especially considering that he did find that forward first, did manage, of course, to teleport onto the Explorer, but the Explorer just did an amazing job doing those kites, getting in almost 110 seconds of containment. So really well played from Legacy.
Definitely.
And with that, we'll be right back. Alright, we are back with the second
Hold
round.
on a second. There are 3 survivors.
Someone just disappeared. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I thought they already started. I was like, okay. 3v1,
No,
let's
we're
go.
all good. We're all good. Yeah, so what is happening here? This is the second match between Fuzion and Legacy. The first round ended in a tie, so this round can still go either way. We're gonna see Billy Hunt the first round for Legacy. And then on the survivor side, we are gonna see Fuzion play. So they need to get 3 men out of the gate in order to win this round. That's gonna be tough. It's gonna be rough. Especially considering we have seen Philly play against Ace the other week. And they did an amazing job. They did an absolutely amazing job against Ace. So this is gonna be rough. Also, I know Joggy is standing on a magician, but I'm fairly sure he's just baiting us once again, so I'm just gonna ignore that for now. Other than that, we do have a Seer ban. So we are actually gonna see a mechanic right now, finally, after basically her being banned every round so far.
We see also Doggy, who's gonna change his survivor now. There you go. We see a pretty good team comp against pretty known and good team comp against Dreamwatch, who is 3 rescuers and a mechanic. Since if the mechanic gets the ability to hide and transition away from the hunter, leaving the hunter no other ways to just other than just going for different survivors that are harder to catch. I'm not trusting that Mad Ice pick, honestly.
I mean, we have seen Kitty play Mad Ice against Ace before, was very successful in doing that, so who knows?
Yeah, but first round?
It would be a risk, definitely. It does seem like we are indeed gonna see a Dream Witch instead. We do still have, we are gonna see a Dream Witch indeed. So triple rescue comp with the mechanic. Pretty classic team comp. Seen this happen pretty often in the case that the mechanic wasn't banned.
Alright. So basically, we see the Dream Witch happening first round, which is kind of like still getting to the old meta. We'll see how Peely will manage it out, since we all know that Dream Witch is way more counterable right now. The games are always the same, and most likely the survivors also are known that the Seer ban will most likely mean a Blink Dream Witch. So
yes, indeed. And they did definitely build their team around survivability with a bit of Cypher Rush, especially with the Dole coming in. However, on the other hand, we have seen Peely being very successful so far. And getting a win against Dream Witch is hard. That's just the way it is. Even though the way Dream Witches play is very well known at this point, it's still really hard to actually manage a win against her, especially considering the fact that it's Arms Factory, not a huge map or anything like that. Definitely leave some room for Billy to work with.
definitely. Alright. So we're getting into the game, which is Dream Witch against our 3 rescues team comp, which is taking our... There you go. So we see the Dream Witch getting spawned at Factory, which leaves the key spawn of the survivor being at lockers. Although the Dream Witch is not going there, it's going right to the mechanic, which is...
Oh no, and then the bot gets found right away. No, that's unlucky.
Definitely a great start for LCY's Hunter.
Oh no, that's so unlucky for Fuzion there.
Although, honestly, I wasn't expecting the Dream Witch to instantly go to Deep Ruins, since It got to be a pretty known mechanic rotation since they don't go there at the start. They rather go for like front gate or factory because it's like good areas to kite at, leaving the mechanic kind of like an ability, as we see here, the mechanic trying their best to get away as far as possible, going for the pallets right there,
Ooh, nice.
getting that
there.
pallet stun. Wow.
Did manage to kite far away from her Batu. Oh no, misses the blink and the mechanic getting a second pallet stun on
Another
there.
pallet stun, yes. The mechanic feeding the hunter pallets right now. Getting sandwiched though, and as we see, the Dream Witch is, as I said at the start, using blink. So that's gonna be interesting. Definitely want to know how the blink is gonna get used after her little, how do you call that? Nerve.
Oh yeah, definitely. However, we do see that the team is deciding to focus on decoding. Of course, they do need, they are a bit behind on progress. It's not too bad. We see that both Forward and Mercenary are about to pop their ciphers. Oh, and the Wildling too. So that means, especially with the mechanic bot also getting onto a cipher, that they do have a lot of progress coming in. So they are gonna be able to pop those 3 ciphers. Might decide to go for rescue after having a mechanic here.
Oh yeah, which is pretty harsh thing against Dreamwitch, since Dreamwitch is mostly focusing on that late game instead of the early game like other hunters, so we'll see how that will turn out. Blink is up, leaving the mechanic, yep, dead on chair. Interesting. The Wildling also being leeched, so basically the leech going against after the Wildling right now.
Yeah,
Since
this
the
is
Wildling...
actually a bit rough because the Wildling is very vulnerable, and there we go with the double down.
Yeah.
They do, of course, only have 1 cipher remaining. They made the best out of that mechanic's chair. But since it did result into a double down, we will have to see if it was worth it.
Yeah, we also have to consider that the Dream Witch also has an ability for trump card, basically being able to use that abnormal to her advantage. So we'll see how that'll turn out. Maybe she'll switch it to, or maybe not.
Oh, gonna unleash the mercenary instead. Probably realize that the cipher isn't that far just yet, so she has some time to work with. Also knowing there's likely no 6th cipher that has progress onto it. Especially since the Forward went in to rescue the Wildling. So she has some time to work with.
Great hit right there, sandwiching the mercenary, not letting him know where her main body was. Blinking through right there on the Forward.
Did not manage to get a hit onto the Forward though. So nice job from the Forward there.
Yeah, the Forward still has half a football to work with. And we see the Wildling here, right here. Oh, that was a missed hit. That hit could change the whole game.
Oh yeah, definitely. We do have the mercenary being back onto the cipher. Oh no, not
and
another
the
missed blink.
That's
the mercenary
really
did of course
intense.
get pushed off that cipher. So once again, it does buy some time for the Dream Witch here, but she does need to get someone down here quickly.
Yeah, but
if
the
they manage
has...
to delete and heal up, which they are trying to do, it's gonna be hard for her because they only need 1 cipher and it's already halfway.
Yeah, the Dream Witch knows that they only have 1 cipher left.
Ooh, and we're gonna come in with another pause. Our apologies for the amount of pauses we are having right now.
It's like the 3rd pause. I think really the server is trying to give us a hard time and makes everyone lag.
Yeah, probably. We are not likely gonna see a rematch of some sort though, so do not worry about that. we're just
Yeah, we
gonna
just have
wait
to.
for a bit and see what is gonna happen. I am not too sure what game is being paused. I will oh, never mind.
There
We are
you
gonna
go.
go back.
Alright. Now we see the wildling was getting chased for a couple of seconds, leaving the wildling again since he is on his board at the end of the day. Not letting them decode a cipher, neither letting them heal. Putting pressure on all of the 3 survivors as the Dream Witch is putting her in a really great position.
Oh yes, definitely. Dream Witch is basically trying to. Oh no, not the mercenary! Almost run into the leech there. Having to use the elbow pad, and there we have the Blink coming in. Oh, that was the hit she needed. It was not quite enough, of course, because especially considering the mercenary hasn't been chair yet, and it is a mercenary chair too. Still leaves a lot of time for the others to. What they did: delete, heal up. Oh, we have the wildling harassing here.
And the forward getting pressure with the wildling trying to harass. Basically, what's happening is pretty harshly. We don't see that cipher still getting decoded. It's really hard to manage around. Not getting the harassment, not getting the stun, basically the push off the balloon, making that mercenary go on chair.
So the forward deciding to take his own leech there, however, do have another leech onto the cipher, so I'm not sure if that was worth it. Does this also mean that everyone is injured at this moment? Wildling was about to say very vulnerable, mercenary out of items too. Not looking great for Fuzion.
Yeah, really great job from the hunter, basically getting that hit right there on the wildling instead of the mercenary, since it's mercenary's leech. As we see, the leech just got away. The spawn follower is at the last cipher. And we see mercenary getting leeched, mercenary's second chair. Just pressuring around. What Fuzion realizes that they have to start a new cipher for just doing that. And we'll see.
It seems like the forward is gonna decode a new cipher. However, at this point, kinda is already too late. The mercenary is on his second chair, wildling dead on chair. Forward really is the only one who is able to do something, as he still has some football left. But considering the fact that everyone is injured, this Dream Witch can just go around applying more pressure.
Oh, we see the Dream Witch realizing that somebody is near the chair. Terror shocking, wow. Well,
yeah, there was sadly not a lot the wildling could do there, considering that he was of course injured. Coming in with the excitement.
Yeah.
Not giving the wildling any time to pick themselves up. Dream Witch has to go over as the mercenary's leech is disappearing. It's it's likely not. I mean, it might be, considering that this is wildling and he does get his boar. So they are probably gonna be fighting for this one-man escape here, but it's very likely gonna be a win for Legacy in this first round, as it's gonna be really hard, and I would actually say nearly impossible for Fuzion to still get a tie out of this match.
We see what's happening is that the forward is basically getting left on the ground while the wildling is trying to somehow get up to him to heal him, so there's no self-heal wasted since he is leech at the end of the day. So Dreamwitch really taking her time waiting for that boar to for the wildling to get off that boar.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is what we have been saying for a bit already. This Dream Witch does have a lot of time knowing that both ciphers are far from being primed. The survivors, of course, are in bad condition with the leeches, with the fact that they are injured. So Dream Witch definitely on top of this match. Fuzion, of course, had a bit of a good start, but like you said, Dream Witch is one of those characters that can get a game snowballing really quickly. So having mechanic save after rescue was somewhat of a risk, like you mentioned. And this is kind of the payoff for that. Even though they managed to get a lot of ciphers done because they managed to rescue after half, or they decided to do so, it's biting them back now as they do. They kind of just missed that fourth man.
Yeah, what we also can see is that I feel like this Dreamwitch kind of messed up their game. By letting Are we gonna? No, we're not.
No. Imagine if the Wildling was able to juke that one though.
Yeah. The third time someone's dying at the dungeon this time.
We are having a lot of very close dungeon matches. Sadly, of course, like I said, it didn't really matter in the end as Legacy got a tie in the first match, and now with the 3-man elimination, it puts them at an advantage, winning the first round and getting a 1-point lead. So we are gonna be right back with the second round because it's best out of 3, so anything can still happen, but so far it's definitely looking good for Legacy. But on the other hand, it's only a 1-point difference, so it's gonna be it's still really close. Anyways, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the second round between Fusion and Legacy. So right now Fusion is at somewhat of a disadvantage as they are 5 points behind on Legacy. We are gonna see them hunt first again, however. So I'm really excited to see another round from Tyrone. Had a really good Bonbon round. Bit of an unfortunate start as Explorer did an amazing kite. But still managed to get a draw from that match. Now having Red Church, which is a smaller map, which would be really favorable for Bonbon. So we may very well actually see another Bonbon here. Sculptor getting banned though. So who knows? Oh, are we gonna see better from Dreaming? I know a lot of people in chat are waiting for that one, so it would be really nice to see more of Dreaming's better. We have already seen some amazing games from Dreaming. With this character, Dreaming also, so far, I think the only one who has played better in ICL, which is really interesting. But she made it work.
Pretty sure that's Sauce played with batter. Yeah, I think I remember
maybe...
that one. It was, I think, against LBM. No, not LBM. Somebody, against somebody for sure.
I may be mistaken on that, but yeah, we still didn't see a lot of better in here. You just see Miri standing on Mind's Eye, which would be a really interesting pick. I'll be honest about that. So I think they're just trolling around for a bit. I assume.
Most likely, I don't think there's.
Yeah, because we have Dreaming locking into Priestess instead. We're gonna see Prospector though. Also the forward, someone we have seen a lot. For good reason, because especially on a mercenary band, forward is still a solid rescuer, being able to use his football to either get around the hunter or even get a stun into the hunter and basically sort of get a free rescue out of that. And then there's the Explorer. Explorer also one of those characters that have been rising up this year. It's always been somewhat underrated. I do not know if that's the right way to put it, but at least not a character we have seen a lot up until this year, so it's always really exciting to see new characters rise up in the meta, and Explorer is definitely one of them.
We can also see that instead of banning Bonbon from the first match, they managed to ban the Sculptor, who has a lot of more pressure, as we talked about earlier, with the ciphers and stuff like that. So they got to ban that one to get like the Cypher Rush away from them. Basically what Tyrone's gonna do now is probably gonna go Bonbon with the teleport against, especially against the Explorer, because teleport somehow, in my opinion, counters the Explorer because of the page. When you pick up a page as an Explorer, you get to alert the hunter of your position.
Yes, exactly. So we are gonna see what they're gonna roll with. We did, of course, see the teleport come in the first round, so it wouldn't be unexpected to see teleport coming up again. However, this is a smaller map, of course. Even still, Bonbon isn't the fastest hunter, so it might still be teleport. And especially if they also have quenching effect.
So hard to take that Tin Man skin it's seriously.
We do indeed see quenching effect coming in. So that's definitely something the Explorer has to be wary of. Does spot the Priestess tracks though. Priestess, not necessarily the target you want to chase in this team comp, but definitely also not the worst one. Ooh.
Wait, I just realized that they put in Explorer Prospector in their match. I thought that we're trolling. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit risky. Maybe they were wondering if Tyrone would go N instead, and they didn't want to risk it and just wanted to play this Bonbon again. That's perfectly possible. The Priestess had to use 2 portals there, trying to make her way over to Graveyard. It's gotta be rough since she is only 1 bomb hit away.
Yep, getting the normal hit on the Priestess, leaving her no chance to escape the Graveyard nor to get away. But the Priestess also trying to die away from the Prospector Cypher, which kinda worked, now getting chaired near his Cypher though, which made the Bonbon not letting her die on, like, right away from the Cypher.
Yes, indeed.
So what we see is basically pressure from both sides, from the survivors, from the Prospector side, and from the forward side. We basically most likely know that the one that's gonna save is the forward, since the forward is the only one with the tie turner, although he just got chipped.
Yeah,
So
basically we do see what happened in the past match as well. Forward did have to take 2 bombs for that one. But they are going in together, once again acknowledging that Bomber is a really strong camper, and then... Ooh! Oh no! Prospector screwing up his magnet! No, that's so unfortunate for the Prospector.
No. That was basically really unfortunate. I did not notice that hit, which was really... The Prospector was just trying to help out the Priestess, basically killing himself right there on the spot.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Nice, nice job by Tyrone here, trapping the Priestess with those bombs, making sure that she couldn't really portal around, as she would still be in the range of those bombs. But that's really unfortunate for Legacy there. So we have the Priestess out of the game, still 4 Cyphers remaining. They now had to heal up the Prospector too, as he, of course, is a very vulnerable target.
Yeah, but the Prospector has also to work with 3 out of 3 magnets, basically not really letting the Bonbon have the upper hand right there.
Nice job getting those that bomb hit from the wall there, not giving the Prospector any opportunity to use those bombs. Prospector does manage to get some stuns on here, so that's really well played. Ooh, the teleport coming in.
But unfortunately no one was at that Cypher. I believe that the Explorer just picked up a page and it was like the closest survivor, the closest Cypher.
He is trying to spot out the Explorer's hiding spot with those bombs. Doesn't manage to do so. Great job from Explorer there. Now,
unfortunately wasting his own time with that, letting the survivors decode their ciphers.
Yeah, definitely. However, Tyrone still at an advantage as Priestess is out of the game. Forward and Prospector both have 1 chip hit onto them. Explorer really the only one who can do something here. However, if they can manage to kite long enough, they can still make it work. They can still very well get a tie out of this game, but it all comes down to how quickly Tyrone can get someone down here.
We're trying to hit the Prospector with those chain bombs, not getting that one done. The Prospector throwing that magnet onto the Bonbon, and the Bonbon actually leaving the Prospector for the Explorer right there.
Yeah, so we see that the Bonbon is trying to apply some map pressure. Oh, but there we go with the pop! So sadly, the Tyrone didn't manage to get someone down quickly enough, so as he was more focused on applying pressure, and Honestly, Prospector did a great
Wow.
job at dodging those bombs. Just see the Prospector there in the distance. Amazing magnet stun.
Yeah, that was a really interesting magnet done. Right there, we see another magnet trying to get done. Unfortunately, what's happening is also that the Explorer is probably going to be able to self-heal while letting the Prospector kite. Without the tension, it's going to be pretty hard for our Hunter right there.
Yeah, definitely. So we do see that Explorer is being left, of course, because Tyrone is trying to still go for that win. Does get the Prospector
Wow.
down here, but Prospector did an amazing job dodging
Yeah.
all those bombs throughout the entire match. It's really well played. Still goes down.
Tyrone's time bombs are definitely on point today.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we are once again seeing a pretty comfortable tie from Tyrone. So once again, really well played from both parties. But yeah, this still puts Legacy in favor over Fusion.
Yeah, definitely also putting in the Legacy into a bit of a chill position, knowing that they only have to take out one survivor to win the second round.
No, they because this ended in a tie, so they do have to take out three
wait.
survivors.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Legacy Hunter is hunting, my bad.
yeah. So if Legacy gets a 3-man elimination here, that would mean that the second round goes to Legacy as well. In case Fusion gets 3 people out of the gate, it would mean the round goes to Fusion, and we're going to see a third round. And in case it ends in a tie as well, we are gonna see a third round nonetheless, but it would put Legacy at a huge advantage. That's basically what's going on. But we will be right back with the second match. Alright, welcome back to the second half of the second round between Fuzion and Legacy. So we are kinda in the same spot as we are in the first round. So Tyrone got a tie in this round too with a beautiful bomb play. But this does mean that Legacy needs a three-man elimination to win this round. Which, this is, by the way, not Mirima playing, this is ICL playing. They just swapped names just to avoid some confusion. This is ICL. And we have seen some great rounds from ICL in ICL. I mean, outside of ICL too, of course, but this is putting a lot of pressure on Fuzion. They need to get 3-man out of the game in order to win this round. They can also just play it safe, go for a tie, make it go to a third round. But yeah, that's they definitely cannot afford to lose this match too, because that would mean Legacy would win this matchup. However, like we said earlier too, both teams are basically secured a spot in the playoffs, as these two teams are at the top of Division A. So no matter what happens, both teams will be making it to the playoffs. But it's just interesting to see which one of those two teams will come out on top, as these two teams, of course, are the top teams of Division A.
Yes, definitely. So what we can see is that mechanic and mercenary ban. I feel like we did not really see mechanics get played just like today, because they're always getting banned. So maybe that nerf will do her good.
I mean, maybe. But on
and
the
people
other
still
hand,
saying, people still saying it's Mirima.
oh,
No,
I'm
guys.
sure a lot of them are just kidding, so
Yeah,
no worries
I
about that,
know.
no worries about that. But yeah, and I think someone also pointed it out. We actually do see a lot of Sculptor too. There was some confusion too on whether Sculptor is even a better hunter than Dream Witch. I personally still don't think that's necessarily the case, but maybe after the nerfs come through, it might be. I'm not too sure. I will still have to see how it's exactly gonna play out. Nonetheless, Sculptor, a really strong hunter, got some great results in Call of Abyss as well.
So we see right now Fuzion going in with the same almost the same comp as the last match. Instead of the mechanic, we see the explorer this time because of the mechanic ban. And we see Alien going for maybe Sculptor. We're unsure yet, but most likely Sculptor. So people in the chat are talking about Geisha with Blink.
It's probably just partially to bully Alpha One. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if he's watching right now, but I do know that he got bullied a lot, as he really does not like to play that. But yeah, we're sadly not gonna see a Geisha. Maybe tomorrow, not 100. Yeah, tomorrow we may see another Geisha match from LBM's Hunter, who happens to be a top tier Geisha player on mainland China, who just came to America for studies, which is why we see them play in ICL right now. So to those who want to watch Geisha, definitely check in tomorrow. We are likely not gonna see it today though.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Especially not with Blink. Although Geisha with Blink is pretty unspectable. It's so In my opinion, it's kind of weird because of the dashes, and she's getting, I believe, a buff, so Blink
Yeah,
won't be a
indeed.
factor for her.
She is gonna get a buff. I do know, however, from some geisha players, they told me that they run Blink for the element of surprise, which is fair. I mean, I don't think a lot of people expect the geisha to run Blink. However, to get back to this match specifically, we are actually gonna see a similar team comp as we saw last match. We are gonna see the sculptor from iAlien, like you said, sculptor really strong hunter. So, and especially on a map like Red Church, not that big, lots of walls, definitely a lot of room for her to work with.
Alright. So we are gonna go into the next match, second round, Outlage's Legacy Hunting. We see iAlien spawning at Graveyard, going towards back gate, moving his way up there, finding the priestess first and getting the chase on the priestess while we see Explore.
Great prediction there.
Wow, really great statue right there. Another great statue.
This barely made that portal, but still managed to do so. Oh, that portal's sadly reaching short, so that's gonna be a hit on the priestess right there. It's a really unfortunate second portal, as that kinda brought the priestess nowhere, making it so that the sculptor easily could catch up. That's a really early down.
Yeah, and we just saw that broken chisel not letting the priestess go anywhere with that. Oh my, alright. We see Wildling getting his way onto the sculptor, taking away the attention, not letting her leave the chair. Just chase him around.
So this is definitely not looking good for Fusion here, especially, of course, Wildling. It's not necessarily a target you want to chase, but he is the one who is kind of trolling around this area, and any hits he gives up to the sculptor right here is just one hit closer to that full presence, and they can definitely not afford to feed the sculptor here. They have way too little progress, so essentially giving any free hits here whatsoever would probably mean Fusion is gonna lose this match.
This is looking really bad.
Ooh, forward coming in with the support. They did both have to take that statue hit. Priestess getting right onto that last effort as well. So it will come down to either them harassing, which I do not think is gonna happen as they're still at 5 ciphers. Yeah, otherwise, Alien is only one chip hit away from full presence.
Fusion really having a hard time going against Legacy's Hunter. Although they are still trying the best, they're still at 5 ciphers, and the priestess is going down a chair with a chipped Wildling. Alright. We're gonna see is now the sculptor's trying to like look through around the map, teleporting on forward cipher right there, which isn't like a valuable target for her right now.
Yeah, I mean, sculptor still. Everyone is in this area though. That's unlucky. Also, they're still at 5 ciphers, which is it's absolutely insane. Getting the priestess out of the game with 5 ciphers remaining. They did manage to pop the Wildling cipher there. But now the Explorer is down as well.
Alright,
the Wildling actually able to get the push off, rescuing the Explorer from the balloons and managing to tank the hit for him.
Great
Not sure
try.
if it's gonna make a lot of difference, especially since it's just the forward decoding right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great try from the Wildling though.
Yeah, this is even so. No, gets the terror shock.
Terror shocked. Oh no.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
Stay tuned, guys. Maybe next time.
I'll be honest. This is looking like a win for Legacy. Considering the fact that Fuzion needed a tie here at the very least, with the situation they're currently in, Forward being the only survivor that is up and running, 3 ciphers remaining. Wildling did self-pick, gets the Explorer off the chair, but the Forward being your only decoder is, that's rough.
Nah, I think they can 4-man easily. Oh, this is looking really, really harsh for Fuzion.
I mean, if Explorer can do a comeback kite, that would still give them an opportunity, but kiting a full present sculptor, especially considering this is Alien we were talking about, it would be really impressive if they got it off.
Yeah, there you go. The Explorer is going down. Also going down on chair, leaving them no opportunity to tie this match. Oh wait, actually, I thought he's dead on chair. Alright,
No,
second
not
chair.
yet. The Forward
Still pretty harsh though.
did almost manage to decode another cipher in that time. So, I mean, essentially, Explorer still did a really good kite, considering the situation was injured, got off the chair, so still managing to kite for as long as he did is really impressive. It's sadly just not enough.
But the fact, I mean, all
And there we
things
have
aside,
Forward pulling a little Schmitty right there, using all his football to get 2 top breakables.
It's fine.
we didn't see that. Alright, so basically, the thing is they managed to go.
Hit.
Yeah, the fact that
there
they
we go.
managed to go from 5 ciphers to 1 cipher is actually
It's really
impressive
impressive,
enough,
and I mean, Wildling did decent with getting that balloon rescue off. Explorer did a great job fighting. Like we said, it wasn't enough, but it was still really good. He kited for a really long time. And like you do have to keep in mind, of course, Explorer got off chair, Explorer got found in an area where everyone was at. They needed to pop the cipher that was right over there. So having the Explorer actually making all of that work is really impressive. It's just, yeah, with that early
getting
game.
stats just like that on the board. Really great gameplay from Alien right there. So the board is 1 hit away from getting, I don't know, he's not dying, the board is not dying, but
No, indeed. I mean, Wildling could very well still go for this dungeon escape. It sadly will not matter though, as that means Legacy will win this round too. But you know, it's always fun to just get the dungeon, just knowing you could get it. Oh no, that was so close! Oh, that was honestly so close. Almost get hit off the dungeon there.
Wow.
But yeah, so really well played. It's just really unfortunate, like we see here, Alien managing to down the sculptor in the span of 30 seconds, with 2 really well placed statues, and then topping it off with the hit, right on top of that window. There was just not a lot of room for Fuzion to work with, because like we said, once that sculptor gets to full presence, there's just not a lot you can do, because dodging those touches is just really hard. So yeah, they tried really hard, but Legacy came out on top, meaning they are the winner of Division A, so really well played. Anyways, tomorrow we will have Division B playing. We will only have one matchup instead of two. This is because tomorrow is Mother's Day and not every player could make it, so we will be uploading the second one later upcoming week, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, we will see you tomorrow. Have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye.